Welcome to the channel, your trusted place for all things numismatic. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that you may have passed through your hands many times without a second thought, the 1992 Queen Elizabeth II 1 penny coin. Specifically, we're exploring the coin without a mint mark. While it may seem ordinary at first glance, this coin holds a fascinating story. From its production history to the way collectors view it today, this small copper-plated coin carries more intrigue than most would expect. In this video, we'll unpack everything you need to know: the full history of the coin, what makes it special, why people are talking about it, and most importantly, what it could be worth today in the market of 2025. So sit back, grab your favorite beverage, and let's begin this journey through British numismatic history. Let us begin by setting the stage. The 1 penny coin in the United Kingdom has a long and storied history. During the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, the coin underwent several changes in design, size, and composition. By 1992, the penny had become a staple of British daily life, a coin used in transactions across the country, small but significant. In terms of design, the obverse of the 1992 1 penny coin features the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This effigy was designed by Raphael Maklauf and was used on British coins from the mid-1980s through the late 1990s. It depicts the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, facing to the right, with her regal dignity portrayed in elegant detail. On the reverse, the coin features a portcullis with chains, an iconic image associated with the Palace of Westminster. This design had become a familiar part of British decimal coinage by this time, replacing earlier designs used in the 1970s. From a technical standpoint, the 1992 1 penny coin was struck in copper-plated steel. Earlier pennies were minted in bronze, but due to rising metal costs and a push for more cost-effective materials, the Royal Mint transitioned to a steel core with a thin copper coating. This not only reduced costs but also changed the feel and magnetism of the coin. Steel core coins are magnetic, which makes the 1992 coin easily distinguishable from its pre-1992 bronze counterparts. One key detail about this coin is that it does not carry a mint mark. This might lead many people to believe that the absence of a mint mark is unusual or indicates rarity. However, in British coinage, the Royal Mint traditionally does not include a mint mark on coins produced for general circulation. So when we refer to the no mint mark 1992 penny, we are referring to the standard issue, not a rare anomaly. Still, the term has gained popularity among collectors and online marketplaces. The year 1992 saw an immense production of 1 penny coins. These coins were released into mass circulation across the United Kingdom. The demand for small denomination coins remained high in the early 1990s, and the Royal Mint responded with large mintage numbers. As a result, the 1992 1 penny coin is among the most common coins from that era in British numismatics. It was produced in such high numbers that finding one today is relatively easy, especially in circulated condition. These coins can still be found in change, in old coin jars, and in collections that span several decades. The transition to copper-plated steel also means that many coins from this year have survived due to the durability of the metal core, though they may show signs of surface wear or copper fading. Over time, environmental exposure can cause the copper plating to wear off, revealing the silver-gray steel beneath. This does not increase value, but it does affect visual appeal. With the rise of internet marketplaces and viral social media posts about rare coins, many people began to look more closely at coins they previously ignored. One such coin that became the subject of exaggerated claims was the 1992 no mint mark 1 penny. Online listings appeared suggesting that this coin was worth thousands or even tens of thousands. These listings usually showcased ordinary coins in average condition, with inflated prices and no evidence of actual sale. While it's true that some coins can achieve extraordinary value due to rare minting errors or ultra-high grades, the vast majority of 1992 pennies do not fall into those categories. This misunderstanding often stems from confusion with rare coins in other countries. For instance, some American coins from 1992 have rare varieties involving mint marks or errors, and those coins have legitimate value. But in the case of the British 1992 penny, the absence of a mint mark is simply the standard. That being said, there are situations in which a 1992 penny may hold more value than face value, and we will explore that next. While most 1992 pennies are common, certain factors can elevate their value in the eyes of collectors. These factors include: 1. Condition. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are far rarer than their circulated counterparts. A coin that has never been used in commerce, retains its original luster, and has no scratches or handling marks is considered mint state. Collectors often pay a premium for coins in these higher grades. 2. Errors. Although rare, minting errors can occur. A 1992 penny with a double strike, off-center strike, die crack, or other visible error may be considered unique and collectible. These errors must be verified by professional graders or numismatic experts to determine their authenticity and market value. 3. Provenance. If a coin has been graded and certified by a respected numismatic authority, such as a professional grading company, it gains legitimacy and can command higher prices. Collectors are more willing to invest in coins that have been authenticated. 4. Market demand. While supply is high, demand fluctuates. When collectors become interested in decimal coinage from the late 20th century, certain years and conditions become more sought after. A growing number of collectors are now focusing on the entire reign of Queen Elizabeth II, meaning that coins from her early and mid-reign are gaining historical significance. As we now find ourselves in the year 2025, let's examine what a 1992 no-mint mark Queen Elizabeth One Penny coin is worth in today's market. In circulated condition, the majority of these coins still trade for their face value. If you have a coin that has seen years of use, has surface scratches, and shows signs of wear, its value remains close to 1 penny. However, coins that are in extremely fine or uncirculated condition can fetch more. A well-preserved 1992 penny with full detail and luster may be worth anywhere between 50 pence and £2 to the right collector. Coins that are in superb mint state condition, possibly graded as MS65 or higher, could be valued in the range of £5 to £20, depending on overall eye appeal and grading. If the coin is part of a proof set or has been certified by a grading company, the value may increase further. In rare cases, if a 1992 penny is discovered with a legitimate mint error that has been authenticated, it could command even higher prices. Depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error, such coins might be valued from £20 to several £100s. However, these cases are rare and should be confirmed through expert evaluation. If you're a collector, here are a few tips when examining or buying 1992 pennies. Always inspect the condition closely. Look for sharp details, original shine, and minimal handling marks. Avoid coins that have been cleaned, as cleaning can damage the surface and reduce value. If you believe you have a coin in uncirculated condition or with an error, consider submitting it for professional grading. This adds credibility and may enhance its marketability. For sellers, be honest about your coin's condition. Listing a common coin at an unrealistic price will often result in no interest. Instead, focus on presenting your coin with clear photographs, accurate descriptions, and realistic expectations. For buyers, beware of inflated online prices. Always check actual sale prices, not just asking prices. Remember that rarity and value come from condition, authentication, and demand, not just the year or the absence of a mint mark. To summarize, the 1992 no-mint mark Queen Elizabeth One Penny coin is a fascinating piece of modern British coinage. While it may be common in most conditions, its role in the history of UK currency, its variations in material, and the growing interest in coins from the late Queen's reign make it worth discussing and collecting. In 2025, most of these coins remain modest in value, but well-preserved examples and error coins can hold surprising potential. As always in numismatics, knowledge is your greatest tool. The more you understand the history and condition of your coins, the better your collecting experience will be. We're taking a deep dive into a coin that millions of Americans have held in their hands, yet only a few have truly understood its potential value. We're talking about the 1987 P. Washington quarter. While at first glance it may appear as just another pocket change coin, beneath the surface lies a fascinating story of minting history, mass production, overlooked condition rarity, and a small chance at serious value. Whether you're a casual collector, a seasoned numismatist, or just curious about that quarter sitting in your coin jar, this video will walk you through everything you need to know about the 1987 P Washington quarter, including its origin, design, how to identify valuable specimens, and what the current coin market in 2025 is saying about its true worth. So let's begin with a journey back in time. The Washington quarter was first issued in 1932, as a commemorative coin honoring the 200th anniversary of the birth of the first President of the United States, George Washington. Originally intended as a one-year issue, the design proved so popular that it was adopted as the standard $quarter circulating coin. By 1987, the design had been in circulation for over 5 decades, largely unchanged. The obverse continued to feature John Flanagan left-facing bust of George Washington, accompanied by the inscriptions, Liberty above, In God We Trust, on the left field, and the date, 1987, below Washington's neckline. The mint mark, P, indicating the Philadelphia Mint, is located to the right of the ponytail, near the rim. The reverse design, also by Flanagan, depicts a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings perched atop a bundle of arrows, with 2 olive branches below. This symbol of strength and peace is surrounded by the inscriptions, United States of America, at the top, E pluribus unum, just below the eagle, and $quarter along the bottom rim. The composition of the 1987 P Washington quarter was the same as every other regular issue quarter minted since 1965, a copper core clad with layers of nickel, giving the coin its familiar silvery appearance. This copper-nickel alloy, known as cupronickel, replaced the silver content that earlier quarters had, making post-1965 quarters generally less valuable in terms of intrinsic metal content. In terms of quantity, the 1987 P Washington quarter was minted in staggering numbers. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of these coins. This high mintage placed the coin firmly in the category of modern common coins, at least at first glance. The reason for such mass production was the strong demand for circulating coinage during the late 1980s. The American economy was growing, the population was increasing, and everyday commerce required vast numbers of coins for transactions, vending machines, parking meters, and daily purchases. With such high mintage, the 1987 P Washington quarter was distributed widely across the country and spent heavily in circulation. It was minted for practical use, not as a collectible, and thus very few people saved pristine examples when they were first issued. As a result, while the coin is common in lower grades, high-grade examples are far less common than the mintage numbers would suggest. The P mint mark signifies that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Prior to 1980, the Philadelphia Mint typically did not use a mint mark on circulating coinage. However, starting in 1980, the P mark was introduced on all denominations except the cent. By 1987, the P had become a standard identifier for coins from this facility. The location of the mint mark is important. It sits just to the right of Washington's ponytail. When looking for collectible value, always check that this mint mark is present and clearly visible. On some worn coins, the mint mark may become faint or partially obscured. Now, let's talk about what truly separates an ordinary 1987 P quarter from one that could be worth money. The answer lies in grading and condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 1 being barely recognizable and 70 being a perfect coin with no post-production imperfections visible under magnification. For modern coins like the 1987 P Washington quarter, only coins graded in the upper uncirculated range, typically MS65 and above, carry any real premium. MS stands for mint state. Mint state coins have never been in circulation and retain their original luster and detail. A coin graded MS60 might technically be uncirculated but may have noticeable contact marks or dull luster. As the grade increases, the coin exhibits fewer marks, stronger luster, and sharper detail. An MS65 coin has strong eye appeal with minimal contact marks. An MS66 coin exhibits even fewer flaws and sharper strike quality. MS67 and higher grades are considered extremely high-end for modern circulating coins, and such coins are often rare in the context of mass-produced issues like the 1987 P. Because so few people saved these coins directly from mint rolls in 1987, finding pristine mint state examples today is challenging. Most 1987 P quarters were spent into circulation, picked up dings, scratches, wear, and environmental damage. As a result, high-grade examples are much scarcer than the original mintage might lead you to believe. Like many coins, the 1987 P Washington quarter can occasionally be found with minting errors. These include off-center strikes, die cracks, double dies, clipped planchets, and other production anomalies. However, no major, well-documented varieties have been officially recognized for the 1987 P quarter that would make the average example instantly rare or valuable. That being said, collectors should still examine their coins carefully for unusual features. A genuine double die obverse, where the date or lettering appears doubled, can command a premium if verified by a reputable grading service. Likewise, an off-center strike that is dramatic and shows a clear portion of the blank planchet could be of interest to error collectors, but it's important to distinguish between genuine mint errors and post-mint damage. Coins that have been damaged after leaving the mint, through physical abuse, exposure to chemicals, or environmental corrosion, are not considered valuable errors. Let's now look at what the 1987 P Washington quarter is worth in the coin market as of 2025. In circulated condition, that is, coins that have been used in everyday transactions and show clear signs of wear, the 1987 P quarter is typically worth face value. That's 25 cents. Even lightly circulated coins generally trade at no more than a few cents over face value unless being sold in bulk. Coins in about uncirculated AU condition, showing only trace amounts of wear on the highest points, might bring 50 cents to $1, depending on the buyer and the visual appeal. Once you reach uncirculated condition, particularly grades of MS63 to MS65, the coin can command a few dollars, typically ranging from $1 to $10. These coins must have full original luster, sharp detail, and minimal contact marks. At the MS66 level, the price can climb higher. Coins in this grade might sell for $15 to $30 depending on eye appeal and the demand at the time of sale. At MS67 and above, the coin enters a much rarer category. These coins are exceptionally well struck, clean, and visually appealing. Only a small number of 1987 P Washington quarters are known to exist in this grade. In MS67, the coin could be valued from $50 to over $100. In MS68 or higher, prices can rise significantly, sometimes reaching several $100s. However, coins at this level are extremely rare and often submitted to grading companies multiple times before achieving such high designations. It's important to note that for any coin to reach these upper values, it must be certified by a professional grading service. Without a grading certificate, even the most flawless-looking coin may not sell for a high price, as buyers rely on the objectivity and expertise of third-party graders to validate the grade. This leads to the question: should you keep or spend your 1987 P Washington quarters? The answer depends on condition. If the coin is worn or shows significant signs of circulation, it is not likely to bring any more than face value. However, if you happen to come across a bright, shiny 1987 P quarter with full luster, sharp details, and no visible scratches or wear, it may be worth setting aside for a closer look. Coin roll hunters, estate buyers, and collectors often go through boxes of modern coinage to find high-grade examples worth submitting for certification. While the odds are low, finding a pristine example is not impossible. If you believe you have a potentially high-grade specimen, you may want to submit it to a reputable grading service to determine its true condition and value. The 1987 P Washington quarter is a classic example of a coin that is common in everyday use, yet offers hidden potential for those willing to examine the details. Its historical role in American coinage, its enduring design, and the possibility of finding rare high-grade examples make it an interesting topic for both casual collectors and serious numismatists. Most 1987 P quarters will remain in change jars and cash registers for years to come. But a select few, those preserved in nearly perfect condition, may find their way into collectors' albums, certified holders, and auction blocks. So the next time you receive a quarter in change, take a closer look. The 1987 P might just surprise you. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, informative, or interesting, please consider subscribing for more detailed breakdowns of US coins, currency history, and valuable finds you can discover in your own pocket change. Until next time, happy collecting.